This is not just a fight. This is a collision of styles that could shock the entire boxing world. Keith Thurman, the former unified champion, steps back into the spotlight against the towering and relentless Sebastian Fundora. Power meets pressure. Experience meets chaos. One punch can change everything, but one mistake could end it instantly. The question is simple. Can Thurman survive the storm, or will Fundora overwhelm him completely? Stay locked in, because this breakdown might just change how you see this fight forever.
Sixth round. This doesn't go farther.
I like it.
But how you feel, Keith? Back foot.
I don't think it matters for Keith.
Keith can box.
I'm not even this. I'm
Keith
keeping it
can
real.
box.
Keith can box, right?
Yeah.
Keith has natural power.
Yeah.
He has power that you really do not have to get under a bench press. You really don't got to get down and do.
And that doesn't go
hundreds of
nowhere.
push-ups. Over the course of time, I feel like it could.
Welcome back to Boxing Vault Pro, where we break down the biggest fights with elite level analysis and cinematic storytelling. Today, we're diving deep into a dream matchup, Keith Thurman versus Sebastian Fundora. This is a fight that tests ring IQ against non-stop aggression. We'll analyze strengths, weaknesses, possible outcomes, and the key moments that could decide everything. If you love high-level boxing breakdowns and fight predictions, this is exactly where you need to be.
So Sebastian Fundora's title defense against Keith Thurman on October the 25th, that was live on Amazon Prime pay-per-view, is cancelled due to Sebastian Fundora picking up a hand injury. The fight should and will be rearranged for a later date.
Keith Thurman, also known as One Time, built his reputation on explosive power and elite timing. At his peak, he dominated fighters with sharp counters and dangerous combinations. His ability to control distance and land clean shots made him one of the most feared welterweights of his era. However, inactivity and injuries have slowed his momentum. Now, stepping back into a high-risk fight, Thurman must prove he still has the speed, power, and intelligence to compete at the highest level. On the other side, Sebastian Fundora is a nightmare matchup for almost anyone in the division. Standing unusually tall for his weight class, he combines reach, volume punching, and relentless pressure. Fundora doesn't fight like a typical tall fighter. Instead, he thrives on inside exchanges, throwing punches from awkward angles. His style disrupts rhythm and forces opponents into uncomfortable situations. This makes him incredibly dangerous, especially against fighters who rely on timing like Thurman. The key factor in this fight is distance control. If Thurman can maintain range, use his footwork, and pick his shots carefully, he has a clear path to victory. His counterpunching ability could punish Fundora's aggression. But if Fundora closes the distance and turns the fight into a high-volume brawl, the momentum could shift quickly. This battle of distance versus pressure will likely define every round of the fight. Another critical element is stamina and conditioning. Fundora is known for maintaining a relentless pace throughout the fight. He throws punches in bunches and rarely slows down, which can overwhelm opponents over time. Thurman, however, has had moments in his career where stamina became a concern, especially after long layoffs. If the fight goes into the later rounds, conditioning could become a deciding factor, favoring Fundora's high-pressure style. Power is where Thurman holds a significant advantage. His ability to end fights with a single punch cannot be underestimated. Even when he's outworked, Thurman always carries knockout danger. Fundora, while durable, has shown vulnerabilities when facing heavy hitters. If Thurman times him correctly during an aggressive exchange, he could land a fight-changing shot. This constant threat of power will force Fundora to be cautious, even while applying pressure. Defense will also play a major role in this matchup. Thurman relies on movement, head positioning, and ring awareness to avoid damage. Fundora, however, often absorbs punches while pushing forward. While this approach helps him maintain pressure, it also leaves openings. Against a precise puncher like Thurman, those openings could be costly. The question is whether Fundora can tighten his defense, or if his aggressive style will become his biggest weakness. One of the most fascinating aspects of this fight is the psychological battle. Thurman is a veteran who has faced elite competition and understands high-pressure situations. Fundora, meanwhile, thrives on chaos and unpredictability. If Thurman can stay calm and disciplined, he can control the tempo. But if Fundora drags him into a messy, high-action fight, it could disrupt Thurman's strategy completely. Early rounds will be crucial. Thurman will likely start cautiously, using movement and jabs to measure distance. Fundora, on the other hand, will try to establish pressure immediately. If Fundora can cut off the ring early, It could set the tone for the entire fight. However, if Thurman finds his rhythm quickly, he could build confidence and take control of the pace. As the fight progresses into the middle rounds, adjustments will become key. This is where experience often makes the difference. Thurman has shown the ability to adapt mid-fight, changing tactics based on his opponent's approach. Fundora, while aggressive, must also show he can adjust if his initial pressure isn't working. The fighter who makes the smarter adjustments will likely gain the upper hand. In the championship rounds, everything comes down to heart, endurance, and execution. If the fight reaches this stage, expect intense exchanges and dramatic moments. Fundora's pressure could become overwhelming, but Thurman's experience and power could create late round opportunities. This is where legends are made and careers are defined. So, who wins this fight? It's a true 50-50 matchup. If Thurman executes a smart, disciplined game plan, he can outbox Fundora and possibly score a knockout. But if Fundora imposes his will, keeps the pressure constant, and turns the fight into a war, he could dominate on volume and possibly stop Thurman late. This is what makes the fight so exciting. Both outcomes are very realistic.
I think when it comes to Thurman, his age, his career, he's already a former world champion and big fights that he's been. I think we could also question, did he take the Fundora fight because there was better money maybe? Because I know for a fact he was also in conversations about a fight against Virgil. So that's, that's a question there. Did he pick Fundora because he thinks Fundora is easier than Virgil, or maybe the money is much better?
This fight has all the ingredients of a modern classic: power, pressure, experience, and unpredictability. Whether it ends in a knockout or goes the distance, one thing is guaranteed: fans are in for a thrilling showdown. Drop your prediction in the comments right now. Team Thurman or Team Fundora? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more elite boxing breakdowns. This is Boxing Vault Pro, where champions are analyzed and legends are built.